In a remote and forgotten corner of a small, eerie town, there was a house that stood apart from all the others. It was a decrepit and dilapidated mansion, shrouded in darkness, with windows that seemed to peer into the souls of those who dared to look. The house was inhabited by a sinister figure, a long, shadowy being that stood at a towering 8 feet. Its form was indistinct, like a living shadow that shifted and writhed. Locals whispered tales of the creature's malevolence, but they also spoke of its peculiar habits. As the story goes, on certain nights, the shadowy figure would extend a long, spindly arm from the darkness within the mansion and beckon passers-by to enter. Those who were brave enough or foolish enough to accept the invitation would step across the threshold, and the mansion's doors would creak shut behind them. Inside, the air grew thick with an oppressive darkness, and a sense of dread settled upon those who entered. The walls of the mansion seemed to shift and contort, their shadows dancing with malevolent glee. The figure would lead its guests through winding, endless corridors, each turn taking them deeper into the heart of the mansion's darkness. The guests would lose track of time, their surroundings becoming a nightmarish maze of confusion and fear. Whispers echoed through the walls, an unsettling apparition seemed to lurk just out of sight. The shadowy figure remained a silent guide, its presence an ever-present reminder of the dread that enveloped them. Eventually, the guests would find themselves in a room shrouded in utter darkness, their senses overwhelmed by an oppressive malevolence. It was in this room that the shadowy figure would reveal its true nature, a being of pure darkness and malevolence that sought to feed on the fear and despair of those who had ventured into its domain. Those who entered the room would never emerge. Their screams would echo through the mansion, a haunting chorus that served as a warning to those who still walked the town's darkened streets. The legend of the shadowy figure and its mansion became a sinister tale passed down through the generations, a warning to all who heard it to steer clear of the cursed house and the long, 8-foot figure that lurked within. The mansion stood as a dark sentinel, its windows like the eyes of a malevolent entity, forever waiting to lure in unsuspecting victims and consume them in its eternal darkness.